video forecast. This is episode number 37 for the first half of January 2015. I'm recording it on New Year's Day. Happy New Year. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Benjamin Bernstein of astroshaman.com, coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm an astrologer, shamanic healer, and awakening activator, and it's my pleasure to bring you these weekly astrology forecasts. A Cancer full moon highlights the first half of January. It's especially potent because it forms a grand cross with the Uranus-Pluto square and the lunar nodes. Other skylights include Mars making hard aspects to four slower planets, the Sun aligning with the Uranus-Pluto square, and Venus and Mercury entering Aquarius. And what's old as we move into this forecast is that we are under a waxing moon. So now let's move into our individual days of the week. On New Year's Day, it's a great time to broadcast your unique offerings to the world because Mars is opposing Jupiter. Mars, 22 Aquarius, Jupiter, 22 Leo. This aspect is loaded with vitality. Committed partnerships, whether they're romantic or platonic, are ripe for positive adjustment under a Juno-Chiron-Pluto yod. Any wounding that occurs will show you where the trouble spots are so that they can be healed. It's up to you to decide whether transformation or release is the better strategy. This yod begins today on January 1st, peaks on January 13th, and ends on January 20th. There are no significant events on Friday, January 2nd. As a note, I don't do any lunar events on this video podcast except for new and full moons. If you want those, you can get those from my audio podcast, This Week in Astrology. But on January 3rd, Saturday, you can get productive manifesting your authentic self into the world with the Sun square Uranus. Sun is at 13 Capricorn, Uranus at 13 Aries. Is there a conflict between letting your freak flag fly and conforming to someone else's expectations? Are your intuitive flashes in conflict with your rational mind? Is your authentic service to the world ruffling someone's feathers? In all cases, I recommend the first choice in each sentence. Venus is transiting Aquarius today, January 3rd through January 27th. This is a great time to do relationship in a way that uniquely suits you, be boldly experimental in your creativity, and be intuitively guided in your financial decisions. Also, here on January 3rd, personal transformation is the name of the game with the Sun conjunct Pluto, both planets at 13 Capricorn. Surrender everything, physical, conceptual, and/or energetic, that does not support your optimal evolution. These planets' placement in Capricorn can also support amazing productivity. The more you surrender your ego to divine guidance, the more power you'll embody. And also, here on January 3rd, creative inspiration is magically energized with Venus quintile Uranus. Venus is at 1 degree Aquarius, Uranus at 13 Aries. You can also invite in brilliant ideas on how to take your relationships and money matters to the next level. On Sunday, January 4th, all of the inspiration around creativity, relationships, and money stimulated by yesterday's Venus-Uranus quintile can be grounded into practical reality with Venus sextile Saturn. Venus is at 1 Aquarius, Saturn's at 1 Sagittarius. Also on January 4th, healing and mentoring, especially in no-nonsense practical matters, is smoothly energized with the Sun sextile Chiron, the Sun 14 Capricorn, Chiron 14 Pisces. Mercury also begins transiting Aquarius today on January 4th, and it's going to be there for an unusually long time, all the way through March 12th, because of a Mercury retrograde entirely within Aquarius. And that Mercury retrograde runs January 22nd through February 11th. Aquarian Mercury supports intuitive flashes, outside-the-box thinking, and wildly original writing and communication. 2015's first lunation at 11:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is a doozy here on January 4th. As I mentioned in the header of this video, it forms a grand cross with the Uranus-Pluto square and the lunar nodes. Any full moon in Cancer, and this one is at 14 degrees 30 minutes Cancer, is good for making life-affirming adjustments in the areas of family, nurturing, home, security, and the deep unconscious. because Uranus and Pluto make strong hard aspects to the luminaries, and if you don't know, the luminaries refers to the Sun and Moon. The energy of revolutionary transformation permeates this lunation. This suggests making quick, decisive changes to the status quo wherever it does not serve the highest good. The squares made by the lunar nodes to the luminaries raise the bar even higher. The adjustments you make should put you more in alignment with your life purpose. Other aspects to the luminaries flesh out the picture. Vesta's opposition to the Moon calls on you to support a higher cause with your actions so that others will benefit. And soft aspects from Chiron show that mentoring and healing are easily available to support you if you seek them out. This full moon Sabian symbol is a group of people who have overeaten and enjoyed it. What the symbol doesn't show is the downstream effects of this self-indulgent gluttony, digestive discomfort and weight gain, and the possible denial of critical nutrition to those who truly need it. This symbol is an apt metaphor for our global obsession with endless economic growth, which is devastating the Earth's resources, species, and environment. The sooner we broaden the Cancerian definition of family to include our planet and all the living things on it, the sooner we can adopt a sane paradigm of sustainability that doesn't threaten humanity's survival. For a hard-hitting but hopeful take on this topic, check out Naomi Klein's amazing new book, This Changes Everything: Capitalism versus the Climate. It just won the prestigious Hillary Weston Writers' Trust Prize for nonfiction and tops multiple bestseller lists in the US, UK, and Canada. On Monday, January 5th, there are two aspects involving Mercury, a Mercury-Uranus quintile, with Mercury at 1 Aquarius and Uranus at 13 Aries, and a Mercury-Saturn sextile. Mercury is at 1 Aquarius and Saturn is at 1 Sagittarius. These aspects support receiving intuitive flashes and original ideas and putting them into practical application. We're going to skip a few days. There are no significant events that don't involve little lunar things on January 6th, January 7th, or January 8th. So we're now up on Friday, January 9th, when Mars hits the midpoint of the Uranus-Pluto square. And it also makes the same minor hard aspect to both planets today and tomorrow. Specifically, these are a Mars-Uranus semi-square, Mars 28 Aquarius, Uranus 13 Aries, and a Mars-Pluto semi-square, Mars at 28 Aquarius and Pluto at 13 Capricorn. Now, Mars, Uranus, and Pluto in combination create a volatile mix. Take extra care to avoid accidents and keep your distance from combustible people and environments. Harness these energies on the high side by taking immediate action on your intuitive flashes. Now, doing this may result in significant change, so be sure that what you're acting on is a genuine intuitive flash. You'll know by the gut feeling of absolute certainty you feel the moment it arrives. There can also be electrical phenomena, goosebumps, tingling, or a shiver up your spine, that announces the arrival of one of these text messages from God. On Saturday, January 10th, the meaning of today's Mars-Pluto semi-square, which I just talked about, is something I just talked about. So we can move on to the next one. Being a bold martyr may not be the best use of today's Neptune-Pallas Athena square. Neptune, 6 Pisces, and Pallas Athena, 6 Sagittarius. Instead, let your flow of intuitive wisdom guide you in your feminine assertiveness, strategic planning, and practical creativity. On Sunday, January 11, adventurous accomplishment is supported with a Sun-Jupiter quincunx, Sun 21 Capricorn, Jupiter 21 Leo. Make a plan to support your quest. On Monday, January 12th, Mars transits Pisces today through February 19th. This supports taking bold action on your creative inspirations, making forays into new levels of divine consciousness, and acting with unconditional love and compassion. On Tuesday, January 13th, a Venus-Uranus sextile, Venus 13 Aquarius, Uranus 13 Aries, interprets pretty much the same as the Venus-Uranus quintile on January 3rd, which I've already talked about in this video forecast. Creative inspiration is energized, as are brilliant ideas on how to take your relationships and money matters to the next level. The Yod with Juno, Chiron, and Pluto that started on January 1st peaks today, and it ends on January 20th. And as a reminder, today is Tuesday, January 13th, and I'm going to just remind you what that interpretation for the Yod is. Committed partnerships, be they romantic or platonic, are ripe for positive adjustment. Any wounding that occurs will show you where the trouble spots are so that they can be healed. It's up to you again to decide whether transformation or release is the better strategy. On Wednesday, January 14th, it's a good time for positive transformation in your committed partnerships with Pluto quincunx Juno. Pluto is at 14 Capricorn, Juno is at 14 Leo. Mental acuity and more moments of intuitive certainty are energized by a Mercury-Uranus sextile. Mercury is 13 Aquarius, Uranus is 13 Aries. And not only do you get creative inspiration with a Venus-Saturn quintile, Venus, 14 Aquarius, Saturn, 2 Sagittarius, you also get the productivity you need to manifest it. Our final day for this forecast is Thursday, January 15th. Obstacles may impede your progress under a Mars-Saturn square. Mars, 2 Pisces, and Saturn, 2 Sagittarius. Regain your momentum by holding a clear vision of your goal and applying consistent effort to its achievement. Also today on the 15th, inspired practical thinking is supported by a Mercury-Saturn quintile. Mercury is at 14 Aquarius, and Saturn is at 2 Sagittarius. Before we get into the sneak preview of our next video forecast, I'm delighted to announce 2 significant improvements to the invocations section of astroshaman.com. The main how-to post, Invocations for Healing and Awakening, has been significantly expanded and revised. One improvement is that it now includes my standard invocation cycle that saturates the body with light, opens divine awareness, and integrates the light body and physical body into a seamless unit. It also now incorporates the formerly separate posts, Peace of Mind through a Simple Invocation, Invocations, Persistence Required, and Invocation Construction Kit. And I also just replaced the old MP3 of me leading the process, which had become outdated, with a brand new one. At 33 minutes, it's about the same duration as the prior recording, and now reflects the way I currently lead the invocation process. I hope that you enjoy these new free resources to assist you in your healing and awakening. To get to this section of astroshaman.com, on the home page, you'll see a little purple banner up on the top of the sidebar on the home page on the right. And if you're using a phone or tablet and you have restricted width, you may find that banner a little further down and may have to scroll for it. Anyhow, just click the banner and it will take you right to the section where I keep the invocation blogs. So, what's up for our next show, which will cover the second half of January? We're going to have a Mercury retrograde beginning. The Sun's going to enter Aquarius. We're going to have a new moon in Aquarius. Mars is going to be busy, conjoining Neptune, sextiling Pluto, and conjoining Chiron also. Venus will be opposing Jupiter, conjoining Pisces, that means entering the sign, and squaring Saturn, and there's more on top of that. So I sure hope you'll join me next time so I can give you the best use of these astrological energies. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my Benjamin Bernstein YouTube channel to be notified when I post new videos. And if you like this video, please share it. This free video forecast is a partner project with iTunes' #1 astrology audio podcast, This Week in Astrology. And that's also free. You can get my semi-monthly astrology forecast in writing by subscribing to my free email newsletter at astroshaman.com. Once you're there, you can also link to my Facebook page where I post daily forecasts. My personal services include astrology, shamanic healing, and awakening activation. All are equally effective in person or long distance. My guarantee makes my services risk-free. If you don't feel that your experience was helpful, there's no charge. I also offer other great products and services on the site, many of which are free. To learn more, visit astroshaman.com. Thanks again for watching. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way, and a magnificent 2015. Bye.